Well, Sudan is a living nightmare for its 24 million children, and children are facing all sorts of protection crises as a result of this war, including recruitment into armed groups, killing and maiming of tens of thousands of children. And what we have documented is really just the tip of the iceberg. They are subject to displacement at massive levels. Over 5 million children around the country have had to flee their homes. And gender-based violence, sexual gender-based violence is at a really, really significant high, especially in the areas of active conflict where fighting is ongoing. Having a protection force or protecting civilians is really paramount in this war and in this crisis. The levels of protection, of abuses against the population is severe, as I've mentioned, and it's critical that all sides in this conflict are respecting international humanitarian law and protecting civilians.
And do you feel that the UN is the only body that is able to do it at this point with some kind of force, as they say? Is that the kind of protections you're talking about?
So at UNICEF, we work with all partners to protect civilians, and especially children and women. Having an international protection force or some sort of neutral protection force could help civilians, but ultimately the fighting needs to stop. A ceasefire needs to happen, and civilians need to be protected in this environment.